It has been a year since I started this YouTube channel.
Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to prepare a sourdough bread like this one.
Since then, I have worked hard to share an easy and great recipe with sourdough starter with you each week. I want to thank each and every one of you, my viewers and subscribers, for your support and for trying out my recipes. You can expect more great recipes to come every week. After more than 50 different sourdough recipes, I felt that I needed to make a recipe to celebrate this first year, and I decided to make a cake with two of my favorite ingredients, chocolate and coffee. So here's my recipe to celebrate the first year of A Need to Bake. To start this easy recipe, prepare two 8-inch or 20 centimeter diameter cake molds. Butter the pans well, making sure to cover the whole area of the pans. Add a couple of tablespoons of flour into one of the pans. Then shake, turn, and tap the pan so that the flour evenly and lightly coats the bottom and sides. Transfer the remaining flour to the second pan and do the same. Tap any excess of flour out of each of the butter and flour pans. Then, in a mixing bowl, add 230 grams or 1 cup of milk and 110 grams or a third of a cup of sourdough starter. You can use sourdough discard for this recipe. Mix the ingredients with a whisk until the sourdough starter dissolves in the milk. Then add 150 grams of eggs, which is about 3 large eggs. Mix the eggs well in the mixture and add 170 grams or 3/4 of a cup of vegetable oil. Add 350 grams or 1.5 cups of your favorite brewed coffee and 120 grams or half a cup of sour cream, and mix until all the ingredients are well incorporated. In another bowl, combine all the dry ingredients. Add 350 grams or 2 3/4 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon or 5 grams of salt, 500 grams or 2.5 cups of sugar, 50 grams or half a cup of cocoa powder. Mix all the ingredients until they are well incorporated. Take a bigger bowl and combine all the dry and wet ingredients and mix them well with a whisk. When you are done mixing, pour the batter in the two prepared cake pans. I like to use a scale to get the same amount of batter in each cake pan. Now, cover the cake pans with plastic wrap or a plastic lid and let the batter ferment for about 4 hours. After 4 hours, you should see bubbles in your batter. So now you're ready to bake your cakes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius for about 40 minutes. After 40 minutes, taste for doneness by inserting a wooden skewer or a toothpick into the center of the cake. If it comes out clean, the cake is done. If not, let it bake for another 5 minutes or until the skewer comes out clean. You also might see the cake start to pull away from the sides of the pan. Remove the cakes from the oven and cool them in the pans on a wire rack for 15 minutes. Then remove the cakes from the pans carefully and place them on a cooling rack so they finish cooling off. In the meantime, you can start preparing the espresso buttercream. In the bowl of a stand mixer, feed it with the whisk or paddle attachment, beat 300 grams or 1 1/3 cups of butter at room temperature on medium speed for about 5 minutes or until smooth. During this time, sift 650 grams or 5 3/4 cups of powdered sugar. After the 5 minutes, Add the powdered sugar little by little as you keep mixing the butter. Mix the butter and sugar for about another 5 minutes. Then add 75 grams or 5 tablespoons of milk and 60 grams or 4 tablespoons of espresso powder, and mix well until all the ingredients are well incorporated. If your cakes are not flat, use a large, sharp serrated knife or a cake leveler like I'm using today to carefully trim the tops of the cakes so that they are leveled. Finally, ensemble your cake with the buttercream, using a piping bag or spatula. Frost each cake layer on the top and sides with a very thin layer of frosting. Don't worry if there are some visible crumbs in the first layer of frosting. That's what the crumb coat frosting layer is intended to do. Lock those crumbs down. Place the cake in the freezer for 15 minutes or in the fridge for 30 minutes. This will allow the thin layer of frosting to harden, sealing in the crumbs. After 15 minutes, apply the last layer of buttercream all around your cake on the top and sides of your cake using a piping bag or an offset spatula. If you want to make a swirling design in your frosting, play around with your spatula or knife. In the end, I added some dark chocolate chips on the base of my cake. And I decorated the top of the cake with my piping bag. So I could add these espresso coffee beans covered with dark chocolate. This cake has some of my favorite flavors, dark chocolate and coffee, incorporated all over. But you can also make your own cake creation using sourdough starter. This cake is rich with strong flavors. I hope you'll enjoy it as much as I do. So here I am enjoying my piece of cake. It is very delicious. Please like this video and share it with your family and friends. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I have a new recipe every week. And if you have time, go check out my website. I have more than 50 sourdough recipes. Thank you for watching.